Hello everybody and welcome back to Vintage Thursday. So today is kind of a little follow-on from the Massey Ferguson 12 trailed fertilizer spreader video. So at the end of that video I said where we were missing some parts on the spreader that regulated the flow of fertilizer from the hopper to the spinning disc. And I said what I would like to do, if possible, was find a number 10 spinner, so the mounted version of the 12, and I could either, depending on the condition of the machine, take the parts I needed. If it was a, really rusted out and scrap hopper, I could use the parts I needed to get the 12 finished, or if I found one that was good enough to keep, we could take it apart, use the parts as a pattern, and manufacture new bits, and then have a working 12 and a 10 in the collection. And I also asked in that video anybody who was either got a 12 or has used one to just write a comment, let us know how it went, what kind of machines they were to use. I actually had a comment from a viewer in Germany. He wrote to say that he had a 12 in his collection or on his farm, and he would send me some photos. And sure enough, a few days later on an email turned up a good 10 or a dozen photos. He'd actually gone to the trouble of taking his machine apart, taking the metering system out of his machine, photographing it, measuring it, and sending me the pictures. So I'm very, very grateful to our viewer for his kind gesture of not only sending pictures, but taking his machine apart to get me measurements as well. So we have to publicly thank him for that, and I hope he's still watching this video now. So I said, yeah, like I said in the video, I was looking for a 10 to use as a pattern. What I actually found was an 11, and we have it here. So this came from an advert, so advertised. It was way up in Lancashire. I spoke to the seller, would you put it on a pallet for me? He was willing to do that. So we packaged it up on a pallet, wrapped it up, and I sent in a courier to collect it. So it was picked up on Wednesday of last week, and Friday morning, just after milking, this arrived in the yard on the back of a lorry, all the way from Lancashire in 2 days, which is fair going. So what we're going to do, as you can see, it's all still wrapped up. I have had a quick look at it, but not really, because I thought what we'd do. So the 165 video that we did a few weeks ago, I said what are we going to do with it. I made the decision, were we going to paint it or were we going to leave it as is. So this video, you are going to choose, the YouTube audience is going to choose what happens to this spreader. So do we rob it for parts or do we restore it? So what we're going to do, quickly unwrap it. I have not yet had a decent look at it to decide what to do, so I'm going to leave it up to you, the viewers, to tell me what to do with this machine. Do we restore it? Do we take it apart, make pattern parts, assuming they're the same, because it's an 11, it's not a 10, so I took a bit of a gamble that they were the same. Because I've now have measurements of a 12, I can check these and see if they are the same and we can copy them, or take these out and swap them over. So that is today's video. Viewers decide the future of this machine. So let's unwrap it. I should have sharpened this up. No forward planning there. So there we go, just like Christmas. Now, a bit clearer to see now. It's a model number 11. I'm guessing this is a 1970s machine, and I think, as far as I'm aware, the 11 replaced the 10. Okay, so the 10 was an earlier version of this. It is a little bit different. The 10 doesn't have this plate here, as far as I'm aware. And I've seen in pictures the early 11s had a round number badge, and this is square, and it also has the square MF, doesn't have the triple triangle. So this is a bit later, and I'm guessing it, you know, the style of the stickers and this, I'm putting this is a 1970s machine. But if you know any different, obviously you will let me know. Something else I've just noticed on the unwrapping, this here is the remains of an auction lot number, so it's clearly been in an auction. Yeah, so there we are, it's been in an auction before. So obviously the most important part of a spreader is the hopper. So I've got my torch because it's a bit dark. There's an area of corrosion here. The back looks okay. The front looks okay. Oh, and this same on the side again. Bit more corrosion there, not quite as bad. This side. I think there's a bit of plastic shoved. That's a bit of plastic shoved in there. Look. Try and stop it leaking. Okay, so these parts in the bottom of the hopper are the ones I need, or the ones that are missing on the 12, and I can see just here there's a hole in, there's a rust hole in the metering unit as such. So, you know, that was kind of not ideal. That's the bit we bought it for, and that's got a hole in. So anyway, right, outside, so you can see again, this is where it's rusted, where it's got the two plates with a pin up in there, so you can take the hopper off for easy cleaning. But it's these plates where we've got the corrosion. Front of the hopper is okay. Again, here's the side with the corrosions, just the same as the other side, and here's the bit of plastic that they've shoved in, try and stop it leaking at some point. Back of the hopper is good. Yeah, no, nothing wrong with any of that. Okay, so here is the spreader plate. All turns. I wouldn't say it was freely. It is a bit stiff. It's stiffer than it should be, but it's all there and it all goes around. Gearbox underneath. Main frame looks pretty sound. Bit of corrosion here. But the worst corrosion by far is here at the front. I suspect that is, yeah, that's bolted on. This bit here, this would have been one originally. This all would have been one plate, folded at the front, going along. But it's clearly rusted out some time ago and has had a replacement on. And also this here, that's all a bit floppy. It's got rust holes, bit of box section there, it's got rust holes in, it's all done out with wire. But look, it's got a lovely sticker telling us all of our application rates, speeds, different products, and where you would set the numbers that correspond to this down here, 60, 55, 50. So that's all the numbers that correspond here, depending on, well, we'll ignore that side. 100 weights an acre. Okay, so this is what you read off of here, what you want to put on. Say you want to put 200 weights an acre, and you want to travel at 5 miles an hour with granular fertilizer. You would put it on number 18, which 15 is here, 20 is here, and there is little dents underneath, so you would set it onto 18, and that would give you your rate then. So here we are. Let's set up for about 18 there. Do up our clamp. And here's where we have a problem. This is a bit floppy wobbly, bit stiff. So there we go. That should be, I'm guessing, that should be a lot tighter than that. And that just swings across somehow. It's not working at the minute, it's a bit stiff. And it alters this red one. So this one here, it's all these bits move in the back here. They're not seized up. It's just some here is seized in the old on and off mechanism. So there we go, that is a quick overview of our number 11 spreader. So now it's over to you. What do we do with this? Like I said earlier on, it is the choice of the viewers. So what you need to do, leave a comment down below. You know, firstly we'll have comments of do you have one, have you used one, were they any good? So when I say were they any good, that's compared to others of its time, namely the Vicon Wagtail. You know, because you've got to do this when you say Wagtail, or any other single disc spreaders. I don't mean compare it to today, because there's no comparison. So don't compare it with today's spreaders, compare it with other 1970s spreaders, you know, if you've used one. So that's one sort of comment we want. The second is the decision time. Do we strip it for parts, break it, you know, take out the bits we need and scrap the rest, or do we restore it? You know, use the parts for patterns, make new patterns. We're going to have to fix this one because he's got a hole rusted in it, and then weld up the hopper and make a new plate and all sorts. So that's the two options. So you need to comment. Restore it or break it, is, you know, take the bits we need and scrap the rest. So I guess we'd call that, would we call that a break in it? I guess we would. So there you go, that's how you enter this little competition, because we're having a competition too. So all you need to do is like the video. If you haven't subscribed, you need to do that as well, and then leave your comment below of save it or break it. What we will do, we will put all the entries into you know, we'll count up the saves and the breaks, and whoever gets the most comments is what's going to happen. So it's going to be decided by the viewers. Then whichever one comes out on top, we will, all the names of the comments, all the names of the people that put the most popular comment will go into a draw, and one of those will win a Vintage Thursday mug. So there you go, a little giveaway for you. This video, if all goes to plan, should be the first video in August, a vintage video in August. So we'll leave it running through the month of August, and then hopefully, if I remember and do things correctly, the first Vintage Thursday of September will be the results of this, you know, the future of this machine, decided by you. So comment, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and somebody's going to win a mug. Posted anywhere, and I might even chuck a sticker in as well, because I'm feeling generous like that. So thank you very much for watching, and come back in September to find out the future of this machine, decided by you.